heavy drinking can shrink kidney tissue up to 15%. I used to always blame my high blood pressure on my caffeine. Never did I want to accept the fact that it could be the alcohol causing my blood pressure. 21 years of blackouts it's kind of ugly when you think about it. Hey friends, welcome back to Sober Strong. I'm 28 months sober, just about, and I quit July 10th, 2023. My journey goes back. It started being posted in September 2023, so go ahead and take a look. But today, we're going to dive into something most people forget when they quit drinking, and that is the kidneys. We all talk about the liver, right? When you stop drinking for 30 days, they move from survival mode to healing mode, and that shift says everything about the body's ability to recover. When you remove the poison, the body begins its own miracle of healing. That's what Alan Carr said in The Easy Way to Stop Drinking. My journey started July 10th. I started doing 75 hard, and the first 3 weeks, I was adamant. Actually, the first 45 days, I was adamant that I was going to have that watermelon margarita at the end of my 75 days, so on day 76. But about 45 days into my journey, I realized how good I was feeling and how much alcohol controlled me, but how much more present I was with my family and how much better I felt. My skin was clearing, my bloat was gone, I was losing weight, and my sleep was getting better, my energy was different. Everything was just different. It's like one morning I just woke up clear-eyed and hydrated instead of puffy and foggy. Your kidneys filter about 50 gallons of blood a day, around 200 quarts or 190 liters, and produce 1 to 2 quarts of urine. Their main jobs are filtering waste, balancing electrolytes, and regulating blood pressure through hormones. Alcohol throws that off. Each drink suppresses the vasopressin, the hormone that helps your body hold on to water. So your kidneys start dumping fluid and sodium, leading to dehydration, fatigue, and those absolutely brutal hangovers. Here's a couple stats. Alcohol can increase urine output by up to 250% within a few hours. 2, even a single binge can raise your blood pressure 10 to 20. Once you remove alcohol, your kidneys finally get to say, the emergency's over. They rest, rebalance, and rebuild. So during 75 hard, in the beginning of my early sobriety, I've always been a big water drinker, but during 75 hard, we had to drink a gallon of water, and that was one of the 5 task lists. That's not a problem for me. But now I usually drink between 100 and 130 ounces of water a day, which really, if I don't drink my water, I get bloated. I retain water. I just feel crappy the next morning, or by the end of the day, I'm like, gosh, I'm bloated. My hands are puffy. So drinking enough water really is crucial. And remind you, I don't drink alcohol anymore. And it just goes to show that hydration is so key in our mood, in our workouts, in our day-to-day lives. So let's talk about days 1 through 10. Detox and rebalancing. During the first 10 days, your kidneys go into full cleanup. You may notice clear urine and less odor within 3 to 4 days, reduced puffiness as water balance normalizes, and slight blood pressure drop. And number 3, about 65% of people doing a 30-day alcohol break report lower resting heart rate and better sleep by day 10. And then number 4, alcohol contributes to 1 in 10 working age deaths, many linked to organ strain. You might pee a lot. Good. That's the kidneys clearing the residue. Think of this stage like spring cleaning. Exhausting, necessary, but it's so freeing. I definitely can promise you that. And Gabor Maté says, the attempt to escape from pain creates more pain. So your body is facing pain instead of numbing it. That's detox and also awakening. Back to my first days, the first 10 days of my journey, I do kind of remember the emotional part of it, some headaches, some fatigue, peed a lot, learning how to navigate all these different things now that I wasn't putting poison in my body. Weeks 2 to 3, the repair and renewal phase. So by week 2, the microscopic filters start to heal. Inflammation drops and filtration efficiency, called GFR, improves measurably. Another stat, number 5, imaging shows improved kidney function after 14 days alcohol-free in heavy drinkers. You guys, that's 2 weeks. Number 6, magnesium loss decreases 40%. Potassium normalizes, energy steadies. How I know several people that have potassium issues, but they drink. So they take supplements and prescribed medicine to help their potassium, but yet won't put the bottle down. It's the things that we do to justify our drinking. It's never the alcohol's problem. It's everything else's problem. So anyways, physically you will feel lighter. So the puffiness will be down, the brain fog lifting, and, surprising fact, hydration starts holding. Emotionally, this is the reckoning phase. As your kidneys release toxins, your psyche releases what you've buried. And one of my favorite authors, Bessel van der Kolk, from The Body Keeps the Score, healing requires feeling. That one I didn't realize until probably 4 months. I started feeling really strong emotions, a lot of anger, a lot of sadness. Then I entered working on year 2. I started working on myself, reading different types of books. And lately, the books that I've been reading have really spoke to me. And, it's not a blame game. It's just understanding why we numbed and addressing these things, personally. You don't have to go to every single person and be like, well, you did this to me, so this is why I do this. That's not the case. That's not ever what I said. To me, it's just the understanding of why I chose to drink so much for so long. 21 years of blackouts it's kind of ugly when you think about it. And, the sexual assaults that have happened and, the missed pieces of my children being young and only caring about, when my next drink was still. I mean, obviously, when they got to a certain age, but, I just kept numbing and numbing and numbing. And recently, my world has just opened up because of Gabor Maté in the realm of Hungry Ghost. I'm going to say this in probably every podcast, in every video, and every post. I will mention him because he is a life changer. He's really helped me understand how and why I dealt with these emotions for so many years, turning to substance. And going through it, I can go deep and deep and deep into this, but this is about the kidneys. But how I started handling my emotions without numbing is I tell a lot of my clients this that I coach. I literally open up the notes section in my phone and just voice out all of my frustrations. And that way it's getting out. You're releasing it somehow. And in the beginning of my sobriety, I would write it down and burn it. These are all things that I read in these books written by psychologists and doctors, but very, very important to be able to have someone to process these feelings with, whether that's a really close friend or a mentor or a psychologist or a licensed counselor, or just somebody you trust, a third party that's not going to point fingers at you and have an entitlement over you. I think you have to do what's best for you and figure out, how are you going to handle it without numbing? You step away, you breathe it out, you drink some water, you go for a walk, you journal, you voice it out. There's so many other options besides just hiding and numbing in a bottle. Let's talk about protein. Some people fear protein while detoxing, but your kidneys, unless medically damaged, need adequate protein to rebuild tissue and enzymes. A lot of my clients, when they first quit drinking, they ask me about diet, and I will help them with their macros in the beginning. And they're frustrated by, kind of how they're feeling physically and mentally. And we go through their nutrition, and I ask, are you eating enough protein? Are you drinking enough water? Are you getting the good carbs in? And are you working out? And, once they start focusing on their nutrition and getting that protein in, magically the muscle starts coming on, the fat starts going away. Obviously, you have to do the work. It's not just going to be easy, but I personally focus on proteins, eggs, beef, chicken, and and then I try to get certain, veggies or grains that also have protein in it, like Greek yogurt with hemp seeds, and super easy one. And it just, because the body feels stronger with nutrients, not restriction. And if you're a vegan, I'm not a vegan, so I don't know how to really tell you how to focus on it. I guess just focus on finding all the things that have the plant protein in it, right? I also drink a lot of protein drinks and protein powders. Might get some hate on that, but I do whatever I can do to I aim for hopefully 130 to 140 grams of protein. And remember, this all depends on how active you are, how old you are, gender, age, height. A lot of things factor into this. So you may think, oh, that's a lot of protein, but really it's actually not, because your body needs protein to build muscle, for the metabolism. That's a whole thing about protein. But I know a lot of people get scared of protein, but eat your protein and you'll be absolutely amazed about how your body feels. Hydration supports that. 80 to 130 ounces of water daily helps your kidneys flush waste from protein metabolism safely. I know that's a really big number for some of you, especially if you don't drink water. So that's why, start at the 80 and then build your way up. I know that I've personally drank way more than 130 ounces, but those are days that I could get up to 200 ounces a day, and I know other people that can too. So don't come running to the comments and tell me I'm drinking too much water, because I know how my body is, and I know, what works for me. But the more you sweat, the more you work out, whatever, you need to replenish your body with water. It's just been a huge game changer for my skin and my energy. If I don't drink enough water throughout the day, if I drink below 120 ounces, I definitely feel it. And like I mentioned earlier, like that bloat. And I woke up, for instance, this morning, I've been kind of fighting this like cold, and water just isn't doing it for me right now. And it sounds so weird, but I woke up and my fingers were puffy. I'm like, oh, didn't drink enough water yesterday. I'm just saying, pay attention to your body and how you're feeling. The first few weeks of drinking more water than normal, you are going to feel bloated and waterlogged. But I promise, just like anything, your body ends up working through it and getting adjusted. Let's unpack how alcohol disturbs hormonal harmony. So the antidiuretic hormone, ADH suppression, frequent urination, dehydration. The aldosterone spikes, sodium retention, and bloating. Cortisol rises, anxiety, and water imbalance. So I know that we went over the last 6 stats, but here's number 7. Long-term heavy drinking can shrink kidney tissue up to 15%. And then number 8, after 4 weeks sober, the renal blood flow improves by 8 to 10%, reducing fatigue and stabilizing blood pressure. Everyone thinks that nobody thinks about the kidneys affecting the blood pressure. Never did I think that my kidneys had something to do with my blood pressure. So you're affecting your kidneys so much by heavy drinking or drinking at all, and there's your blood pressure issue. Give your kidneys a break and your blood pressure will come down. You can maybe get off the medicine. Obviously a work in progress, and, don't just get off everything because you quit drinking, work into it. But I mean, think of the things that you're doing to your kidneys, those two little organs that nobody ever really brings up. They only talk about the liver, but there's so many other organs that alcohol affects. And to think about how these two little things are just so silent and working overtime and they're the reason, we're putting so much strain on them that all these things in our body are just so disrupted. There's a saying, healthy kidneys mean a healthy brain. Why? Because electrolytes drive nerve signals. Low magnesium equals anxiety. Low potassium equals irritability. Did you know that? When you hydrate properly, you're literally stabilizing mood chemistry. I definitely notice my mood swings if I don't properly eat properly, or I don't get the proper nutrition, and if I don't drink enough water. I listened to a podcast, gosh, a couple years ago about ADHD and, how our irritability and stuff. And one of them was, do you need to drink some water? And that just stuck with me. So when I get irritable, I'm like, maybe I should drink some water. Maybe that would help me. And so again, that goes to show that if I am properly hydrated throughout the day, my mood swings are not as bad. I mean, that might sound crazy, but honestly, just start journaling your days and paying attention to your body and what you're putting into your body and, see these mood swings if they're up or down and, first, dehydrated versus hydrated. On day 30, restoration. Kidney blood flow, filtration rate, and hormone signaling between brain and kidneys are synchronized again. So that leads me to stat number 9. Average systolic blood pressure drops by 5 after 4 weeks alcohol-free. I used to always blame my high blood pressure on my caffeine, or I didn't eat enough. I would go and it would be 140s over 90s. I'm like, no, that's not true. I just didn't eat enough, or I didn't eat enough and I drank way too much caffeine, or I just had caffeine. Never did I want to, accept the fact that it could be the alcohol causing my blood pressure, because fast forward now, it's pretty low. I think my last one was 107 over 70 or something like that. I mean, I could pull it up and look, but I mean, it's definitely drastically changed since I quit drinking. Number 10, sleep quality improves 25% once electrolytes normalize. Isn't that crazy? I mean, think of all the dehydration, and then we use alcohol to go to sleep. I can't sleep, I need alcohol. Or, it's just another excuse to drink, right? You think you need alcohol to sleep, but you're not getting the quality sleep. The quality isn't there. Maybe the quantity, but don't they say quality over quantity? Your sleep quality is going to improve because you're not dehydrating yourself and your electrolytes get to normalize. And again, you might notice clearer skin, less eye puffiness, stable energy, emotional steadiness. This is what true restoration feels like. Your body no longer running on crisis chemistry. So when you stop fighting your body, it stops fighting you. I think, right around that 1 month, around day 30, I really started noticing my workouts getting better because my sleep was better. I felt genuinely rested. And so if I felt genuinely rested, I had more energy through the day. I could do better workouts and, just made that presence throughout the day just be even better. Across cultures, water symbolizes renewal. The kidneys are our inner rivers, constantly cleansing what's stagnant so life can flow again. And again, Mr. Dr. Maté says addiction is not the problem, it's the attempt to solve one. When you quit drinking, you're not depriving yourself, you're removing the dam blocking the current. I can't remember exactly when I quit or what point throughout my sobriety, but I did a little audio thing with my daughter, and I was asking her about us being sober and what she liked about it and what she noticed about it. And she noticed that we were just there more. Like, we were actually playing with them, engaging with them, going and doing things. And I mean, just the light in her eyes made me, that's when I felt that inner current return, because we were going hiking and I was doing workout videos and I was just laughing with them. I was there. We were going on different adventures and it was just such a good time. I mean, it's still a good time, but like prior to quitting, I wasn't engaged. I was not there. That dam was there and now everything gets to flow. Like, laughing with them is honestly some of the best things because now I get to remember it. Sobriety teaches us trust. The same way your kidneys quietly restore balance and your soul quietly rebuilds safety. So, if you're listening on day one, know this. Your kidneys, liver, and heart, they are rooting for you. They are living proof the body is wired for healing. Number 11. Within the first 30 days of being alcohol-free, liver fat drops 15% and kidney inflammation falls 20%. You are not broken. You're recalibrating. Every sip of water is an act of rebellion against the old chaos. And like Dr. Maté says, when we heal the mind, the body follows. When we heal the body, the mind opens. And I just have to say, that is so true, especially in my sobriety. When we heal the mind, the body follows. When we heal the body, the mind follows, because my mind is definitely really open now since I quit drinking, and I'm learning, I'm understanding, I'm getting to the root of what is going on, and just, it's uncomfortable, you guys. It's uncomfortable to sit with these emotions that we've masked and numbed and tried to escape for all these years. I mean, it really goes back to infancy, and we can't blame our parents because they had no idea that their stress would cause issues for some of us. And that is how, in the realm of Hungry Ghost, explains just where some of these substance problems come from. Hydrate, fuel your body with protein and whole foods, move gently, rest deeply, pray or journal, read books that help you. Because sobriety is not punishment, it's permission. Permission to feel, to rest, to live fully awake. And when people want to try to take that away from you, you don't need them in your life because they are living in their own punishment and they cannot take our sobriety away from us. They do not have the permission to take that away from us. And honestly, 30 days may sound small, but to your kidneys, it's a lifetime of relief. So keep showing up, keep choosing life over the quick escape. You're not giving something up. You are actually getting yourself back. Focus on your kidneys also, because, yeah, maybe you have two. The joke used to be, well, I have two, I can live with one. That's not a funny joke anymore. I mean, a lot of these jokes about the liver and the kidneys, it was always a joke about the liver and kidneys, but when it goes even deeper, my esophagus, my throat, my colon, my heart, I mean, my skin, what is the most forgiving one? It sounds like our kidneys within 2 weeks really start showing up for us and helping our recovery improve, and all these things just start aligning. That is what it's about. Sobriety is about aligning yourself, aligning a life that you deserve. Alcohol does not deserve your attention. It does not deserve to take your life away from you. And you really need to pay attention. Somebody said the other day, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. I'm here. I can lead you to sobriety, but I can't get you sober. You have to have an awakening yourself. You have to want it. You have to do the work. And I've said it before, just like with personal training, you can show up and do the workouts and then leave. I don't know what you do outside of me. Just like when you come to me or you comment or emails or, anybody that says, oh, I should quit or I need to quit. I mean, just like even in my personal life, why do we keep finding excuses to go back to alcohol? I understand some think it's a disease, and I understand that it is an addiction. You have to do what's best for you. You have to figure out what's going to work for you. Is that going to be groups? Is that going to be church? Is that going to be friends? Is that going to be a sober coach? Is that going to be podcasts? Is that just going to be you on your own? Is that going to be it changing your job or moving? I don't know. Like you have to do what is best for you. And if you want this bad enough, please reach out to someone. One of my clients today, I'm extraordinarily proud of him. And I mentioned this to him. And I said, when I first met you, I didn't realize how serious you were. And here he is, literally 4 months sober, and going through this healing with him it's so rewarding because I get to see people's journeys and I get to see their transformations and just the people that they're becoming and what they realized that they were doing to themselves and why they were drinking and that they never want to go back to that. And one of the things he said he was grateful for in the last 4 months was reaching out for help. And that really spoke volumes because we have to reach out for help. I'm a different case. I reached out to a whole YouTube community. I started my channel on fitness and health. For those of you that are new, I did not jump into sobriety because it was a thing. I didn't even know it was a thing. But I started mine because of fitness and health. And when I released my first video, all the comments that came flooding in, I was amazed. That video, it took a couple weeks for it to hit, but it hit and it took off. And I knew that I found my calling, and that was to be sober and stay here to help people. And in turn, it helps me. You guys are my community. You are my virtual support system. And everyone that I talk to on a daily basis and people that reach out to me have been extraordinarily helpful in my own journey. I didn't go to AA or Celebrate Recovery or rehab or outpatient, inpatient. I didn't do any of that. I created my own community. I did the internal work, the external work. I did it. And it's not easy. I still struggle. I still have my moments. And I didn't, not every day is rainbows and sunshines. I just know that my life sober is so much better because if I was drinking, going through some of the stuff that I've gone through lately, it would just destroy even more. I mean, I have to face things that the way I acted when I was drunk, but those people like to just point fingers. They don't like to take accountability either. I have opened up my world, my life to at least over 16,000 people. It is just so helpful to be here and know that I'm not alone in my struggles, in what I've apparently done or how I've acted, because it's nice resonating with people. It's nice when people say, oh my gosh, I resonate with you so much. You have helped me get sober. I am now 21 months sober because of you. I am almost 2 years sober because of you. I literally just led them to sobriety and they made the choice to get and stay sober. And that's what I'm saying. You guys have to make the decision. I can lead you. I can hold your hand. But at the end of the day, is it what you want? Do you want better for yourself? Do you want to live a better, healthier life? I mean, I know people say, well, why can't you just drink in moderation? It takes discipline. I have discipline with working out, eating, and drinking my water. When it came to alcohol, I did not have discipline. You give me one, I'm going to drink until I'm blacked out and passed out. That's just how it worked. Maybe not everyone is like that. Maybe you're a drinker that drinks all day long. Maybe you can just have one drink at dinner. Maybe you can just have one glass of wine, an occasional dinner, or a glass of scotch. I don't really care. That's for you to do, and I'm just here to show you and help educate people on the root of why some of us drink the way we do, and the things that, we need to learn to forgive ourselves for, even though other people will never forgive us. And we have to realize that our actions don't define who we were, but now that we're sober, we're different people. We get to make better choices. We get to think clearly. The fog lifts, the energy comes back. You're present. You're not hiding behind a bottle. You're not just reaching for it every chance you get. There is just so much power in it, and being you, who you truly are. And I know some people say, well, the truth comes out when you're drinking. Okay, well, nah, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure about that. But I know that I can now think things through better without just exploding it out of my mouth. I have a filter, and I can sit here and calmly collect my thoughts before I have a reaction. And hence why I just hide users now if they want to hate on me. And I'm sorry if you think that I am just a pretty face in sobriety, but I am not just a blonde, privileged, white American girl. I have had my share of troubles and struggles and rock bottoms that those that I coach and those that I've done podcasts with, some people that ask my story, they know. I came from definitely not an upper class or barely middle class. I came from a hardworking dad in a small town, and, just all the struggles that came along with that. I wasn't handed sobriety on a silver platter. I had to work for it. I've had to work for everything in my life. And I get shit on because I'm blonde. I don't look like some of these other people that are having some sobriety stories, but I don't really care. I know my truth. I know my struggles, and I know how many people I've helped by the comments I get every single day. So maybe I come across harsh sometimes, or that I'm unforgiving or whatever. Somebody commented the other day that I just talk about myself, which is so funny because in my podcast, though that's interviewing someone else, and then when I do solo videos, this is my channel. So of course I'm going to talk about myself and my journey. So it's just kind of funny, all the comments I get. But I just want to let you know that I have my own struggles. I have to deal with my own, dramas in my life, and there's darkness to all of it. But honestly, at the end of the day, I'd rather do it sober than drinking, because drinking is not going to get me through it. Sobriety is going to help me heal faster and get me through all the pain and make the decisions I need to make for myself, to better myself, to find my happiness. But we all have to do that. We all have to make these decisions for ourselves and learn who we are through sobriety, and not just give up. Just because you have one hard day or a hard month or a hard weekend or bad day at work, or maybe your emotions were a little high one day and you didn't know how to control them, you just have to get through it. You just have to talk yourself out of drinking. It's a system. You just have to find what works for you. And remember, once you start healing these organs, everything starts coming into harmony and more regulation starts happening. And, so I invite you to do a hydration challenge. Aim for, if you're not used to drinking water, aim for 80 ounces of water for the next 3 weeks, and journal your energy changes. I would love for you guys to just see the changes in your body. Take that picture. One of my clients took that before picture, and then 3.5 months later took the after picture, and the changes are absolutely phenomenal. I've shared my before and afters from 75 hard, and it is just amazing what your body does when you get rid of alcohol. Your kidneys definitely thank you for getting rid of that toxic substance that has been feeding and numbing your brain for far too long. Just want to thank you guys for being here, supporting me, and always showing up. and always being a cheerleader for me. I know that, some days are going to be rough. Some videos I'm going to come across not happy, but you know what? It's part of life, right? We all get to have our own feelings and make our own decisions. I highly encourage you to reach out for help so you can start your sobriety journey. Find someone that you can resonate with and just start. Just do the work. So thank you guys for being here, and I will see you on the next one.